Great news, everybody. Mortgage rates are at 3% again. April Fools. Welcome to Dre's Take. This week, unfortunately, rates are not at 3% again, although I know we all wish that were true. The current 30-year fixed rate mortgage is back to 6.38% and potentially climbing. Today we had a bit of good news as the president announced yesterday that he expects to be out of Iran in about 2 to 3 weeks. That sent the 10-year Treasury note tumbling today and the stock market to rebound a little bit. But we've heard this before where he says one thing and then the Iranian leadership refutes those claims in the subsequent days, and by week's end the market's back in the tubes and the 10-year Treasury note is rising, taking mortgage rates along with it. So I wouldn't hang my hat on those comments. Also, the end of the war would just be the beginning, because they'd still need to ramp up and restore production and start getting oil to market before we would see any real decrease in oil prices, which is the main catalyst that's driving the fears of future inflation and therefore the higher 10-year Treasury note yields, which are what's essentially affecting mortgage rates so terribly. So what does that mean for buyers and sellers in Central Florida? It really just means more rate volatility. We don't really know where rates are going to go in the short term. In the months prior, we had a lot of stability. The Fed was expected to pause their rate hikes as inflation was tamed for the most part. And in order to not exacerbate it, they didn't want to drop rates too soon. So things were just kind of flowing around that 6% range. That opened up affordability for a lot of buyers in the marketplace. Unfortunately, those buyers are now edged out again due to these higher rates climbing back up. So if you're a buyer out there, talk to your lender, shop around your rate. If you're already under contract, you want to talk to your lender about locking your mortgage rate as soon as possible so you don't have any surprise hiccups before closing. And for sellers, it just means more patience and be willing to negotiate. Take care of key repairs before you even go to market, or at least be willing to clear up repairs during the negotiation process within the buyer's inspection period. They've got a lot more options these days, and there's a lot fewer buyers in the market, unfortunately, in most markets. If you're in a market or a particular subdivision that's very low turnover and high demand, that may be a different story. You'd want to talk to a realtor who can really pinpoint your specific neighborhood and give you that good advice. But for the most part, it's about being flexible right now for sellers. And for buyers, it's about being savvy consumers and working closely with your lender to make sure that you can control the volatility that exists in the rate market. I'm going to keep it short and sweet today because I want to watch the Artemis launch. That's a bit of excitement for the day, and I definitely want to catch that. In the meantime, if there's anything I can do to help you, feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to do so. And until next week, that's Dre's Take. All right, y'all. Take care.